Did you know that over 60% of married couples feel that their confidence wanes when stress piles up? Are you nodding your head? I would say absolutely. My confidence wanes whenever I'm exhausted and tired. I have a headache. It wanes in the middle of the afternoon when I have great energy in the morning, but not in the afternoon. It wanes when I don't get a chance to spend time with my husband, those love languages. So, what happens whenever our confidence wanes? Well, building confidence is crucial in nurturing a healthy, thriving marriage. Confidence shapes not only how you feel about yourself, but also how you interact with your spouse, especially when navigating the challenges together. Are you outspoken? Do you speak your mind? Do you feel like your spouse pushes you around a little bit? Well, we all have those different personality styles, and some are kind of demanding, and some just don't even talk. They hardly even tell you what they're thinking. Well, today we're going to uncover 7 practical strategies that will help you cultivate confidence, leading to a stronger and more extraordinary marriage for both men and women. Embrace these techniques and your marriage will be on its way to flourishing. Are you ready? So, number one, embrace openness. Be open with your spouse. Let them know what you're thinking. Let them know what matters to you, what you care about, because they can't meet you in the middle if they don't know that something is important to you. So you have to learn to speak your mind. Like I said, some people speak their mind all the time. They are an open book. But others, it's so hard to share your needs. Some people are very selfless and they do for other people, but they have feelings and they need that affirmation. They need appreciation. They need to know their spouse cares about them. So you have to embrace openness. So the first thing is sharing your innermost feelings. What's important to you? The second thing is acknowledge and let go of people who failed you in the past. Now, this is something I've found as I've worked on rediscovering your spouse workshop, as I've worked on the extraordinary marriage. I have found that way too often people have had hardships as children, as teenagers. Maybe they made some bad choices, they met some bad people, people who didn't pour into them, but they kind of withdrew from them. And some people's stories are like harder than others. But if you don't let go of that baggage, those people that hurt you, you start to expect that everybody's out to get you, and you may not trust your spouse. In marriage, being open allows you to respect one another, get to know one another. And it's important to let go of that old baggage and not judge your spouse by something your father did, or something your mother did, or one of your siblings, or an old boyfriend, or an old girlfriend. So you want to understand that you have your strengths, yeah, being open, and your spouse has their strengths, and they may not be alike. They may be different. And so in this, learn to lean on each other a little bit. So, number two is practice positive affirmations. I don't know about you, but I have a tendency to talk to myself in not such a nice way. If anybody else talked to me the way I talk to me, I would not be friends with them. I would not like them because I beat myself up all the time and I know better. It's just like when you go on a diet and you're trying, that word trying, not trying, but gonna do, right? You're gonna be on that diet. You're gonna eat right. You're gonna move more. And, you're on it for 2 days and then you stop doing it. So it takes practice. So if you find yourself talking badly to yourself, then you have to change your words, change your thoughts, change the things you're listening to. Are you watching TV shows where they yell and scream at each other? uh, whatever it is, you have to change your thoughts. Well, when we think about changing our words, it's like this. So instead of, you just spilt stuff all over the counter and you're like, well, that was stupid. Or you say things to yourself like, geez, I can never get it together. Why do I always run out of time? Why am I always late? Why do I do this? Why do I do that? What's yours? And you have to change those words to, I'm going to be on time. I'm going to do better. I'm going to have more confidence in myself. And instead of saying, well, that was stupid, say something like, well, that was smart. I know that sounds like an oxymoron, doesn't it? But I actually do that. So instead of saying, well, that was stupid, I say, oh, well, that was smart. Yeah, I got a little attitude whenever I'm saying that. But learning to say more positive things to yourself, change up your talking. First, you have to identify it, and then you change up your talking. If someone talked to you the way you do in your own head, would you be friends with them? Would you want your spouse talking to you that way? So the first one who's killing your confidence if you're doing that is you. And only we can change that for ourselves. And I would say that's your number one thing. Number one thing, because you got control on that. You can't help what anybody else does. You also want to learn to filter your words that you use with your spouse. Sometimes we get irritated with each other and you might be putting each other down. And once you put them down, then they come back at you with some not nice words. Do you see where that's going? So, filter your words that you use with your spouse. So even though you're being open, sometimes you can't be absolutely direct because you may hurt their feelings or hurt their confidence or yeah. You understand that? So number three is, when we're working on building our confidence, it is learning to communicate openly with our spouse because nothing builds confidence more in your relationship than doing things together, spending time together, having conversations together. In the book, His Needs and Her Needs, it talks about every couple needs 15 hours together during the week. And I know if I don't get enough time with my spouse, I start to feel less important. I've been married for forever. How about newlywed couples or people with small children? Um, you know, how we feel, whatever our energy level is, makes a lot of difference. But communicating with each other, remembering that we all communicate differently. So sometimes we have to be a better listener, and sometimes we have to be more open and share our thoughts. Share something that happened that day. Be interested in one another. Find new topics to talk about. Think about a vacation. If you suddenly go on a vacation, and you plan it really quick and you go, you kind of missed out on all the dreaming and the thinking and the talking about what you want to do. Plan a vacation kind of ahead of time so that you can then, spend time researching it, looking at different things you would like to do. So, spending time at least 15 hours a week. And when we're under stress, we communicate differently, don't we? Yeah, is your head nodding? We communicate differently when we're exhausted. So it's important to keep your cup full. So you communicate in a lovingly manner. You communicate in a way that you build one another up. You communicate in a way that you want to be together more. You want to spend time together. Do you see where this is going? And this builds confidence because you know your partner loves you and wants to spend time with you. Number four, set some personal goals. Sometimes it's simply making a checklist. For me, if I have not made a checklist and then numbered it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by what is most important first, then I find myself doing everything that's not important. And I tell you this because it's a confidence killer. It has nothing to do with your spouse. It's by the choices that we make. Whatever our problem is, it's figuring it out. And instead of badgering ourselves, figuring out, well, what can I do to change this?
And you can only change one thing at a time. So focus on that one thing that would make the biggest difference for you when it comes to building your confidence. Was it self-talk? Whichever one you hear today, write it down, circle it, and work on one thing. But personal goals and a checklist help me feel better about myself because I could see what I got done for the day. Make sure that you find your own passion. Personal goals. Find your own passion. Find something new to learn. Maybe you like education. Maybe you like to spend time with friends. Maybe you want to redo something in your house or hunt a better job or save money, not spend so much money. What are your personal goals? Step forth and figure that out and go to work in order to do those. When we achieve our personal goals, we feel better about ourselves. And when we feel better about ourselves, we treat our spouse better. And this builds confidence in both of you. 5 is hang around the people that you want to be like. Who are the 5 people that you hang around the most? Well, it should be your spouse, right? Hang around the people that you like, that inspire you. Your mom probably said that you're just like the 5 people you hang around the most. And if you pick friends who are striving, or you pick friends who that are married and get along better and treat one another better, we absorb from whoever we're around. And so we want to hang around the people that inspire us. We want to hang around people, other couples that motivate us to be our very best self. We want to hang around people, other couples and friends who lift us up and love on us and don't tear us down. Be willing to share your struggles and victories with those you trust. It's okay. Share those victories and those struggles with people that you trust. Number 6 is practice gratitude. And on this one, I would say that we get too focused on what we're not good at, what we lack. We look at our friends on social media and we think about what they're great at. Their life is wonderful. They're going on vacation 7 times a year. Their life is wonderful. Look at their beautiful, well matched family in that picture. Everyone's smiling. Everything looks great. Well, everything's not always great. It's not always how it looks. And when we start to focus on the things that we can't be, because that's not who we are. We have to be ourselves. When we start focusing on our spouse and the things that irritate us the most, then we start to treat them in such a way as our irritation puts forth. So practice gratitude. Be thankful for the good things that you have within yourself. Look at the good qualities of yourself. Don't allow your brain to put forth everything that irritates you about yourself. Don't allow your brain to put forth everything that irritates you about your spouse, and you stay focused on that. When you are grateful for one another and you spend time together, you verbally communicate to your spouse the good things, hopefully they reciprocate and they also do the same for you. And that goes into that communication time. Taking that time to actually talk together and think about it and share from the heart so that you can be closer together. You might do a gratitude journal. If you're having challenges that are killing your confidence, you might do that gratitude journal and just list everything that you were thankful for that day. Sometimes it's great to sit down at dinner and together and share something great that happened that day. I even do that with the kids. Whenever I pick up my grandkids from school a couple afternoons, that's what I do. Well, what was your favorite thing today? Or what was something great that happened? Um, and then I might ask them something that challenged them once in a while. But mostly I usually ask about what was great. And number 7 is spending that quality time together. I think we talked a little bit about that earlier. Spending quality time together. Daily life can be draining, and quality time is doing things that you enjoy together. Quality time is when you're speaking well to one another. Quality time is when you're learning something new together. Attend a seminar or listen to a podcast that you both love. Watch a TV show that's encouraging. That might be kind of hard to find. But when we do things that are against each other, we take away from the love bank. We take away from that romantic love. And when we do things together purposely, it reinforcing that love for one another, we build confidence in one another and we fill the love bank. If you have a full love bank, you are constantly putting positive affirmations, positive communication, spending time together, positive things, you will find your marriage flourishes. You grow together, you love together, you like to do things together, you enjoy one another's company. Find something new that you both like. In the chemistry of lasting love, I have 50 different activities. So sometimes you're like, we have nothing in common. How do we do that? By looking and going through a little list and checking off, well, I like that. Well, I wouldn't mind trying that. And you both do it. And when you find the things that you both checked, then you talk about those things. There's more communication and conversation. And it helps you find your way to spending more time together. So what now? By embracing these 7 strategies, you'll generate not only personal confidence, but also a deeper connection with your spouse. Remember, confidence in yourself translates into confidence in your relationship. And as you implement these techniques, consider downloading my free resource, like I said, The Chemistry of Lasting Love, and schedule a date night where you sit down together and go through those materials and talk about what you learn in that. And guess what? It's free. It costs you nothing. All you have to do is have the confidence to take the step to do it. You know that thing that you loved about your spouse when you're dating? You want to refine that. Well, the journey to a fulfilling marriage starts with actionable steps. And so take those today. Practice confidence daily and enjoy your own extraordinary journey together because love is a beautiful thing. Let it shine.